You may have seen recent videos that have gone viral of overdoses that occurred in parking lots and in public places where citizens took it upon themselves to attempt to revive those near death from fatal drug overdoses. One of these videos, which we cannot show because of the graphic nature of the case, happened right here in Richmond on Big Hill Avenue in Boggs Lane, where a man was captured on video having CPR administered to him after an apparent overdose while behind the wheel.
Front Porch Realty Team with RE/MAX Elite Realty. 2 dedicated agents who are always on the job. Front Porch Realty Team in your corner means professional photography, cross-platform marketing, and hometown agents who know people come first. Buying or selling? Let Front Porch Realty Team help you find home.
WBON-TV went to Madison County EMS and spoke to Director Carlos Coyle, who says the numbers for the year have already proven to be dismal when it comes to drug overdoses that the first responders have had to attend to.
You know, we were talking about the first quarter numbers, and I actually ran them for 2019, and we had 66 overdose patients requiring Narcan. In 2018, during that same time period, January 1 through the end of March, we had 94. So there has been a decrease in patients that we're giving Narcan to. Now, we are still making nearly a record number of overdose responses. Sometimes the type of drug has changed. You know, we're seeing an increase in methamphetamine that we've talked about before. The opioids are still large, you know, in our population out there. Most of what we see, especially with overdoses we're giving Narcan to, are people who are either taking fentanyl or drugs laced with fentanyl, which is much more powerful than the heroin.
As of press time, there have been 15 overdose deaths confirmed after toxicology reports, and 5 are still pending just for the 4 months of this year. Coyle says this is up from past years, and the trend is worrying.
Methamphetamine is typically just an upper speed, almost, if you will. So you may not see an immediate death from the methamphetamine, but it is very cardiac toxic. It's very, very hard on your heart. So it's going to make your blood pressure go sky high. It's going to make your heart rate go sky high. The other thing we're seeing is lots of multi-drug overdoses. So they may have meth on board, they may have heroin, may have fentanyl, may have Xanax, a variety of drugs on board. So each of those may have an opposite effect on you, but the combined effect on the human body is very toxic. You know, the safe thing to do, you know, if this is not a friend or a family member of yours and you're present when it happens, is because these situations are very dangerous. We always take law enforcement with us because we never know when these overdose situations, when it's going to turn violent. One of the things that we are seeing is the poly overdose, especially methamphetamine and some type of opioid, where we reverse the opioid with the Narcan. Now we've got a wide awake person who is on meth or some kind of stimulant or some kind of upper, and they're often widely combative and a danger to themselves as well as others. So it's a little bit dangerous for your average citizen to intervene in a public place like that. So my advice to them is immediately call 911. We'll get police and EMS on the way to try to take care of the situation, because it can be dangerous.
However, with the rise of easily accessible Narcan, many citizens do have the ability to revive those from an apparent overdose.
With opioid overdoses, if we're talking about them in particular, what you see is those people suddenly become unconscious. Their respiration slow to the point that they quit breathing, and that's what causes death. It's a respiratory depressant. So when you see these people, if you do intervene, 2 things to do is you need to get them in a recovery position, put them on their side. That way they may not vomit and aspirate. Assure that they're breathing. If they're not breathing and you've had training, you may breathe for them, rescue breathing before EMS gets there. The other thing to do, you know, is make sure you keep yourself safe, because oftentimes if they've injected, the needle may still be laying on their person. So if you're moving them, be careful not to stick yourself with these needles.
For more stories such as these, be sure to visit Richmond's very own WBONTV.com. I'm Marissa Hempel.